Isis, shalom. So check this out. Uh, I mean, listen. You know what? This is a psychology for me. Oh, I'm not. So I'm sorry. This is therapy for me right now because you know I can't explain it, but I just know that God talks and He keeps showing me things. And believe it or not, I don't get on YouTube looking for this stuff. I really don't. But at the same time, for many years before, of course, some people get into the learning about the Illuminati crap and secret societies and their symbols and their numbers and the birth, all that stuff. I did that for years. Not saying I did it. I just paid attention to it for many years, and I got DVDs on it and learned from the Nawabians and Dr. York. I mean, many things. Even Alex Jones at one point was I learned from him until I saw him shapeshift in one of his things, and then I knew it. He was a misinformer. I knew that years before they informed about Alex Jones being one of them. Now, what's crazy is that you could spot these guys if it's really them or not. But Alex Jones, I mean, I saw that dude shapeshift. His jaw literally dropped while he was talking, and I wish I could find that video again. I'm surprised nobody, I don't know, copied that and said, "Look, he's a shapeshifter." Let me tell you something, people. I don't care if you don't believe it or not. The spiritual world exists. It is real, and it's here with us. Whatever they're doing in with that CERN thing or whatever, maybe it's just that time of the season in our lives in this century that for it to happen. But ghost sightings are going up. UFO sightings have gone up, and I don't think UFOs, that UFO thing may actually, those things may be actually spirits, not really UFOs, but they're still unidentified flying objects. Or it could also stands for UFOOL, you fools. But you decide. But the point is that there is no point. All I know is that I keep seeing this Epstein thing, and I decided to watch it, and this dude's good. Stranger Than Fiction. I've seen him before. I subscribe to him. He hasn't come out with anything new in a while, but the thing about the secret society stuff is that after doing it for so many years, there's a culmination of all this stuff that when you pay attention to it, you're able to put it together in a smaller way instead of watching it through 10 series of DVDs like back in the day. And now you can recognize because I know what I know now from then. Now I know that who's full of shit and who's not. And this guy, Stranger Than Fiction, he's always put out really good quality stuff. He's trying to show you that you're living in a fucked world. You're supporting your own deaths. But that's for someone else to argue. I'm not gonna. Just the point is, I gotta stop saying the point is. That's there is no point. What's in this video is something that when it happened, it was with Joan Rivers. It when she said it, and it was about Obama being a transgender. I mean, I already saw videos, pointing out there's a great possibility that Mr. Obama keeps calling Michelle Michael, and it's kind of crazy, but it could be their own little. So I can't go there, and I don't really know. But pointing out anatomy, there's people who pointing out anatomy, like even on Serena Williams, concerning the waistline of a man and a woman. A woman has a high waistline, and a man has a low waistline. You can't change that, more or less. I mean, unless you maybe take out ribs to change a man. But I don't even still think the waist area doesn't really change. Anyway, you have to check that out yourself. It's anatomy. It's a fact. It's not something I'm making up. It's not my truth. But anyway, I've watched anatomy hoaxes or anatomy things, and people pointing out the anatomy in Michelle's hands and her shoulders and all that other stuff, and it's convincing. But again, I don't know. But strangely enough, years ago, actually, when I was in India, I had a dream that I was in the White House, and I was literally hiding in the bathroom, I think. And the funny thing is that I was afraid. And I knew I was in the White House. And what's crazy is that it was Michelle Obama who came and found me. And she was with somebody else. I think she was with one of her daughters or something. And anyway, she found me and she told me to come out. And I came out, but I was still afraid or something like that. I was confused or something, but I knew I was in the White House. And when I looked, when she told me, I saw the room, or she told me to go into the room. When I looked ahead into the room was a mess. It was disgusting. I remember looking at it and saying, why has nobody cleaned this? How could the White House look like this? It's dirty. And I'm starting to think, that's what the dream was about. It's about a dirty lie that's in the White House. And I'm granted, I'm a black man. I want to support all of that. But, you guys got to realize there's a game going on. And if you can't realize that, then you're going to only say I'm crazy. But, I could be wrong, but I've just been doing this for a while. And even before I learned about this Illuminati crap, I had a taste of what it's like to try to get into that world. And what I mean by that is that I had a chance to get into Sony music. I worked for Virgin, and I worked for Sam Goody's, and I know a lot about music. I could smell a hit. Anyway, the point is, I was trying to get into music, and I got lucky, and I didn't really get lucky. I thought I got lucky at the time. And I met this guy who was Michael Jackson's choreographer, one of his choreographers, and he had a big name. He did some other stuff. I ain't gonna tell his name, but if I ever want to throw some dirt, I probably will. But the point is, no, actually, I'm not doing that. The point is that, see, again, point. There is no point. I asked him if he could help me get into the music, into Sony Music. And mind you, I was right at the front door. And he said, yeah, he'll help me. He literally said, yeah, he would help me. But if I want to get into Sony, I have to have sex with him. And I remember just looking at him and saying, what? Like not like saying what in his face, but I remember in my mind, I was like, what the fuck? What are you talking about, nigga? What do you mean? And I just remember, I just stopped after that. I literally stopped trying to get into the music industry. Of course, obviously, I didn't do nothing. But years later, I learned about, I started learning about the Illuminati crap and all the secret society and symbolisms and alchemy and mysticism and Egyptian, Metanetter and all that, all that stuff. I get it now, but some of it is a big jumble of mess it's just there to mess you up some more. And if you're not careful, I guess, yeah, you could come out. Maybe I did come out crazy, actually. Maybe I did come out messed up, but I don't know. The point is, see, again, there is no point. In this video, in this thing I was watching, I keep seeing Epstein, and it just came up again. And in this video, there's this thing of Joan Rivers that I've known about. I couldn't find it, and here it is. And now, mind you, when she said that when Joan Rivers said that Michelle Obama is a transvestite, a transgender, or whatever, I knew immediately that, she's dead. That's a dead woman. And sure enough, 2 weeks later, literally 2 weeks later, she's dead. Bomba clad dead. Duppy dead. So she said it, and they don't like it. But if you pay attention, I noticed this the first time I saw it. Just as she says it, she's walking up the stairs, and on her left-hand side, you see the number 606. And I thought, damn, I remember, I literally saw this video when it first came out. And I remember saying, oh, she's a dead woman. And then I even saw that 606. That was too perfect. But here, check this out. Watch.
And that's why they can decide who can kill who and who can get away with who and who can get away with whatever. Because they make the law.
Check out this video. I'm telling you.
Do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman president?
We have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
No, Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
transgender.
Look at this 606 on the left. See?
Oh my gosh.
See that?
Transgender. We all know
Yeah, they know.
Rivers, one of the giants of American comedy, has died in New York. She'd been on life support since late last week when she reportedly stopped breathing while undergoing a procedure on her throat at a clinic here in Manhattan.
Real ritual. See that dance? Beyonce, they've all done that dance on stage in front of your children.
What does that mean for America? The conspiracy theorists are going to go on.
Sure they are. I don't know. I haven't seen the rest.
Number 322.
First of all, he's not the nominee, and look, I look for.
Are you prepared to lose?
No, I'm not gonna lose.
You both were members of Skull and Bones, a secret society at Yale. What does that tell us? Not much, because it's a secret. Is there a secret handshake? Is there a secret code?
Yeah, there's a secret handshake.
Secret I could manifest.
I caught Tony Hawk, the skater, and his friend doing this handshake. I got a video of it. I'll show it to y'all. Check this out. This is Fox News.
Well, because he's an outsider. He's not them. He's not part of the club. He's uncontrollable.
Talking about Trump.
He hasn't been through the initiation rites. He didn't belong to the secret society.
You hear that?
But this is the
That's real talk.
right here. And every time a Mason shakes a hand, he will go in that way.
That's right. That's how they recognize each other, by their handshakes.
Again, it's innocuous enough to say, "What are you doing?" You know, but still, it immediately when I was in, I understood immediately. In fact, I was doing business in another state, and I thanked my cab driver with that handshake, and he lit up and he said, "Hey, brother, the lodge is down the street. Whatever you need, we have a meeting next week. You're more than welcome." Just with the handshake.
You see that? Just with a handshake. The great white president said, what'd he say? Secret societies will not be tolerated. I ain't making that up. He said that 2 weeks before he met Haile Selassie, by the way. So something happened that time. But, of course, you know, media. Check out this video, by the way. It's actually really informative. It's an hour long, but it's a culmination of many years of just a lot of stuff adding up to now, and it's interesting because if you're on to something, this might, it could help. This is a spiritual fight right now, and I feel like I got a spiritual duty to open my mouth when I see something and say something now. And that's all I could do. I don't have any friends like that to tell this to, and even people that call myself friends. If I start talking to them like this, they don't want to hear it. And I don't know. I'm not gonna say I'm tired of it, but I'm not the one who's appointed. So if this is the only way I could do it, because this is a form of therapy for myself also, because I believe I should have a strong, positive woman next to me, being able to take some of this, but I ain't got that this time of day, this time of year, these years. These are strange days, boy. People rather talk to their phones and talk to their widescreen TVs and enjoy their spacious homes these days. And I don't know, man. That's I guess that's the new relationship now. Anyway, check out the video. And I don't know. I hope this is informative. If not, I'm sorry, but yeah. Inshallah, it'll all work out. Shalom.